About Time with Rashawn's About Time Boxing, aka Mr. Trill 100 Mil. I want to say what's up to my About Time Boxing family and the Trill 100 Mil gang. Thank you to everybody that has subscribed to the channel, who has been taking out the time to watch the videos and like the videos and leave the comments. I sincerely and honestly appreciate each and every single one of y'all. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to Rashawn's About Time Boxing. Pass the word about Rashawn's About Time Boxing. Become part of the About Time Boxing family and the Trill 100 Mil gang. We're gonna do a little something different, because it's been like this beef with Kwame Brown and Hassan Campbell, and I support what Kwame Brown is doing, and what he's saying is correct about bringing back the trades and the coding, and giving, these young black kids who may never get an opportunity to do something good or positive with themselves, because based on where they live or their upbringing, they probably being told that they're never going to be nothing. They got something for everybody but nothing for these young black kids. And I want y'all to understand what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, because this is not like about, this is not, a whole race thing or nothing like that, but this is just speaking facts. And if you watched any of the videos that Kwame Brown has put up, if you haven't, I urge y'all to watch the videos and see what he's talking about. He's talking about trying to save the youth, the young black youth that's entangled in this web of crime and murders, and where these young kids just got these guns and they don't have no picks. And Hassan Campbell went out there and attacked this man and said some things about this man without even doing his research, either going off of hearsay or whatever. And all right, yeah, granted, he apologized, but you wouldn't have nothing to apologize for in the first place if you had done your research before you even opened up your mouth. And before people start talking about, oh, well, ain't you a Muslim too? Ain't Hassan? That's your Muslim brother. Oh, this ain't about religion. And if y'all really want to get technical about it, in the Quran we are told to enjoin what is good, what is right, and to forbid what is wrong and evil. So what Hassan Campbell did was wrong and it was evil. And for everybody else that's talking sideways about Kwame Brown, nobody don't care nothing about no Stephen A. Smith, who looked like he can be the father or relative of the two crows, Heckle and Jekyll. A wannabe basketball player. You want to call Kwame Brown a busty bus? Yeah, couldn't be that much of a busty bus if he was drafted in the first round and #1 pick. So you had to be good for something. Nobody said LeBron James was a busty bus all them years he was in Cleveland and couldn't win a championship and had to go somewhere else to win a championship. And even when he went, listen, don't get me wrong, this is no disrespect or no knock towards LeBron James or nothing like that. So I don't want nobody to think I'm attacking LeBron or nothing. I'm just speaking about facts here. And even when he went to Miami and he was cramping up in games and missing clutch shots and all that, nobody said he was Stephen A. Smith. Ain't say he was a busty bus and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, he went on to win. And because look, even when Kwame Brown came here to play for us, I'm from Philadelphia. When he played for the Sixers, he wasn't in the best situation, and he wasn't surrounded by a lot of good players either, or great players. And we acting like, like how many of y'all? Nobody can tell me that every single day they have a good day. Nobody has a good day every day, even when they say they do. Some people say it to save face, and I don't know. Maybe some people do. But from what I know, nobody has a good day every day. Everybody had a off days. So Kwame Brown not allowed to have off games or bad nights or like a bad, it happens. It happens. But he had to be good to make it into the league. Stephen A. Smith, what round was you drafted in? What year was you drafted? What teams did you play for? Oops. None. He was a wannabe basketball player, and he's jealous of people like Kwame Brown because he wasn't good enough to make it into the league. I think he tried to play basketball in college or something, and he said he messed up his knee or some crap like that, and that messed up his career. Dude, you would have never made it into the NBA. So don't go calling, a successful man a busty bus. He succeeded and made it. And because you want to put together a string of off nights from different games and put them up as highlights and all that stuff and try to mock this man, you should be ashamed of yourself. And we always keep talking about how we got to uplift each other and all that kind of stuff. Is that uplifting? And you working for that machine ESPN? That basic, you a puppet. That's what Stephen A. Smith is. He's a puppet. Some people get to the point that, once they work for the money, then they become a slave to the money. Period. So, like I said, I don't want to hear nobody telling me, about how Hassan Campbell is my Muslim brother and I'm attacking him. I'm not attacking him. He attacked Kwame Brown. And Kwame stood up for himself. And see, and that's another thing. A lot of people, see, this is the problem. Most people, especially in this country, can't handle brutal honesty. Complete brutal honesty. And that's what Kwame Brown is doing. He's giving people the rawest and brutal honesty, and they can't handle it. So now they want to try to attack him from all other ways and, try to talk about what he's doing. And, he talking about trades and code and why don't he put up the money to do it and all that. I don't hear y'all telling all these billionaire tycoons that they need to do it. Y'all leave them and their money alone, but y'all want to attack somebody, who probably was a statistic and who probably wasn't even supposed to make it from where he came from. But he made it. And he's trying to do something good with it. And this is how, we, support each other, by attacking. Like, are you kidding me? So Hassan Campbell he was off base. He was out of order. So if Kwame Brown want to talk about that, man, as much as he want, that's his business. He got every right to. He didn't shoot the first shot. He wasn't throwing stones living in a glass house. That was all Hassan Campbell. So I can admit I was wrong, but as a man, I apologize. You would have nothing to apologize for if you had never spoke out of term anyway about somebody you never met or knew nothing about. See, that's the problem. People don't do research. Everybody want to talk, but nobody want to do research before they start opening up their mouth. And if y'all want to say, oh, he my Muslim brother and all that, like, first of all, like, Muslims don't speak the way that he was talking. Hypothetically sticking your penis in a 12-year-old kid and, hypothetically, raping a boy and all this other nasty stuff he was talking. Not even hypothetically should that be the speech of a Muslim man. Or any God-fearing man, period. Again, like, we're not going to make this about religion. This is about right and wrong. And me being a Muslim, in the Quran it says you should enjoin what is right and forbid what is wrong. And Hassan Campbell was wrong. Period. Even for speaking like that. And if you not over the stuff that you say you went through with the Zulu Nation or whoever, or African Bambaataa and them, then you need to get some therapy or some help for that, dude. Don't go around making these hypothetical things talking about you going, and I heard it. I heard it. And I remember when he was talking about all the stuff that he went through. But there was a lot of people who was around during that time too who said that, he wanted to be down with them. And he knew from the gate what Africa Bambaataa was about. So, as the old cliche says, you don't stick your hand in fire and not expect it to burn you. So, like I said, listen, shout out to Kwame Brown, man. Shout out to you, bro. Listen, you know what I mean? I support everything that you doing. And what you saying is absolutely correct. Because this is why they turn into the guns in the street. This is why they looking to the local drug dealers on the corner as mentors and people that they look up to. They not looking at the man, who had a business in their neighborhood for 20 or 30 years, who watched their parents used to come to the store when they was, when their parents was kids or their grandparents was kids and then their parents was kids. And now the great grands is going to the same store. They not looking at that man as being a success. They looking at the local drug dealer who driving the Bentley, or the Maserati or whatever. This is what they looking at. And these are the people who they looking up to. And these are the same people that's putting the tools in their hand and telling them, go get it, youngin. Go get it. That's why when these young boys be shooting up everything, you think they concerned about who babies or kids is in there or any innocent bystanders is anywhere you think they concerned about that? If the target is there and the other people around, that's just collateral damage for them. Them youngins don't care about that. But why? Why are they so desensitized? How come these youngins don't have no compassion? Somebody needs to teach these youngins something. They need help. And some of them want to be helped. And I'm not talking about these bogus organizations like 100 Black Men. They all over the internet and all that stuff. Like, they come in the urban community, but they don't want none of the urban kids to join. They want these preppy kids that's already together, who already, on a good path. They don't want the challenge of getting some urban kids from the hood, who want to change their life. They concerned that if you mix these so-called bad kids with these so-called good kids, then the bad is going to overtake. If y'all so confident in the kids that y'all say is already good, then they should be the ones mentoring the bad kids, and the influence shouldn't even be a factor. Y'all shouldn't even be looking at it from that type of standpoint. So y'all wrong from the gate. So I'm not talking about them bogus organizations like that. And everybody screaming the Black Lives Matter and all that kind of stuff, only when the cops is shooting us. What about when somebody that look like me pulls the trigger on another person that looks like me? Shouldn't that life matter more then? Now, I know some of y'all probably gonna be upset like, oh man, what you trying to put down the Black Lives Matter, John? It ain't about that. But you can't pick and choose. Because, first of all, God created the entire humanity, not just one race of people. He created one race, and that's the human race. People use their free will and choose to segregate and speak otherwise and do certain things and make crazy blanket statements and all that kind of stuff. I went to a vocational school, and they were all over Philadelphia too. And even back then, listen, I'm almost 50 years old. For those of y'all who don't know, I'm almost 50. So I went to a vocational school where they had trades, building maintenance, graphic arts, home economics, and and auto mechanics, auto body, all that kind of stuff. That stuff is it no longer exists. And why is that? Why? Because they setting these young kids up to fail. Just like Kwame Brown said, Back in the day, man, them men, even if they couldn't read or nothing like that, they had a skill, they had a trade, they could do something. They could fix a car, they could cement your sidewalk, they could cut your grass, they could do something. These kids is, all these Instagram social media babies, like, and it's sad because you got the thing like where the women, you know what I mean, like they, it's like they showing it's like now their greatest asset is their body. And a lot of them are probably very intelligent, but they got stuff in place, for young females and all that. What about these young males who's lacking guidance? Where they gonna get that from? How come they can't learn a trade? And we ain't talking about the drug trade. But learning how to turn a wrench or to change some oil or cut some grass, you know what I mean? Or, we should be teaching them how to be young entrepreneurs or set things in place so that they can become young entrepreneurs. And yes, it is up to the city, state, and government. They got all the money to do it. They spend money on everything else. Everything else. All these charities and nonprofit organizations and all that stuff, getting all these grants, getting this money, and they not doing nothing with it, feathering their own nest. And all these politicians who so-called want to help, do they really want to help? You see them when they trying to get in the office, but once they get in the office, go there and try to get a meeting with them. They won't even remember who you are, let alone let you have a meeting with them. Because all of a sudden they always busy, but they ain't busy when they trying to get your vote and all that kind of stuff. So we got to come up with some type of strategy to hold these people accountable, make them accountable, so that these young kids, man, can have something, because they losing. These young kids is losing and they dying. And nobody has a problem with that. But the minute a cop do it, then all of a sudden, it's all the black people, we got to rally now. We got to start looting and tearing up stuff in our neighborhood. We got to start doing all that. But what's the problem? Where's that outrage at when we murdering each other? Does that not count for something? We ain't talking about, because listen, getting shot ain't no badge of honor. You know what I mean? Glorifying going to jail ain't no badge of honor. Talking about how many people you shot ain't no badge of honor. See, we got people, this is the type of stuff that, like what Kwame Brown talking about, what Hassan Campbell talking about. Oh, I was with this person, that person, we did this and we did that, blah, blah, blah. Man, listen. Yeah, I'm from the hood too. I did a whole lot of things too, but I'm not going to sit up there and talk about it or glorify it. It's not a badge of honor. And that's not the message that we should want to send. To make them think that they got to go out there and take some kind of risk so they can have a story to tell. Or take some kind of risk and don't live to tell the story. And somebody TROYing over them. Somebody reminiscing over them. And I've seen many of Hassan Campbell's videos where he talk about that stuff. Yeah, I'm real, I'm this and that. Now I'm real. If you real, you don't have to talk about it. You don't have to tell nobody that you real. People will be able to tell that you real just based on your content and how you carry yourself. And I don't see how anybody can sit up there and look at that type of stuff that he talking about, raping somebody's little daughter and sticking his penis in some little boys and all this old crazy stuff. Nah, that's MH. That's mental health stuff right there, dude. And I know some of y'all gonna be mad at me, but listen, I'm not here for people to like me or for concern. It's not, you know what I mean? So that's not when it comes to real life situations like this. This is why today on Rashan's About Time Boxing, we talking something different. Support Kwame Brown. Watch his videos and listen to the man. Keep an open mind. Hear what he's saying about trying to save these young males, these young black males, trying to save them, helping them get a trade, coding and stuff in schools. Like, how can people say that that stuff is not going to work when you never even, you gotta put it there. But I went to a vocational school. I picked up a trade. Gives you something to fall back on. Being a barber, all that type of stuff is good trades, man. Auto mechanics, auto body, carpentry, building maintenance. If you like to cook, cool. But they got all these other organizations out there that can get money for whatever they want. How come there's not an organization for these young kids? And again, like I said, I'm not talking about that 100 black men stuff. They are fraud. Fraud. Joel Williams, I think the president or the founder, whatever his name is, he's a cold fraud. He had an office in my neighborhood. He was there for 4 months, maybe 5 months, and no kids from the hood signed up. And when he was approached about it, he said because he didn't want no kids from the hood to sign up. He don't want no challenged youths that really need help. You want these kids that's already thinking already that they already got direction and guidance in their life. That's not helping nobody. You riding the wave of a ship that you didn't help build. That stuff is due to their own upbringing, not what you doing. I mean, come on, man. Again, man, shout out to Kwame Brown. Like I said, man, I think he's doing a great job. You know what I mean? You got my support. You know what I mean? So, again, I'm not worried about nobody talking about, oh, man, ain't you a Muslim? My son, that's your Muslim brother. This ain't about religion. And if y'all want to make it about that, then God in the Quran, he said, enjoy what is right and good and forbid what is wrong and evil. And that stuff that Hassan talking about is evil stuff. It's evil stuff. Has he ever put positive messages out there? I'm sure he has. But then if you 1 minute you trying to glorify the hood and then the next thing you know you trying to talk about being positive, that's a hypocrite. You can't be both. So you got to pick one thing and stick to it. If you want to talk about how real you are in the hood and murders and you shot up this, that, and the third, then go ahead. If that's what you want to glorify, then do it. If you want to be positive, then be positive all the time. It's not a part-time thing. So again, man, like I said, Kwame, keep doing what you doing, bruh. You know what I mean? The naysayers, I don't care, Stephen A. Smith, Hassan, anybody that's talking that garbage, man, bro, towards you, like, listen, bro, you just keep doing what you doing. The problem is they can't handle your brutal honesty, and you speaking your mind, and you're not worrying about no repercussion or nobody trying to blackball you and all this old crazy nonsense and all that stuff. See, that's why a lot of people scared to say what they really feel. There's a lot of people that's against a lot of stuff, but they won't speak out about it because they worried about position, status, money, all that kind of stuff. They worry about losing all that. And they know you don't care about that stuff. So, of course, they want to say, oh, Kwame crazy. Y'all probably going to start saying I'm crazy. Man, right, that boy Rashawn's about time boxing. That boy crazy. No, I'm not. Very sane. Very sane. And right is right and wrong is wrong. So, like I said, as human beings, we should want to enjoin the good and forbid the wrong and evil anyway. I mean, at the end of the day, is that not a fact? As people, shouldn't we want to enjoin the good and forbid the evil? So why don't we work towards that and stop trying to stack the deck against somebody, who's trying to open up the floor for a discussion to come up with a solution for these young kids that's dying. Let's do that. All right, let's do that.